Hey,
Hi. Sorry, I got a drink because I was nervous.
I had a couple in the car on the way over. Can't believe we're actually doing this.
I mean, you are the first guy who didn't ask for feet pics.
It's a second date thing. Everything okay?
Somebody sent me this.
It's just dumb kids trying to mess with you.
All right, we've got Drop. All right, so when I heard about this movie, I was like, okay, this looks interesting. And then I saw it said it was produced by Michael Bay. And then I immediately started going, okay. And then watching the trailer, there was definitely moments in there where I was like, yeah, that is very Michael Bay. Like with the action and some of that stuff. But come to find out, it's directed by Christopher Landon, who I think did a really good Paranormal Activity movie with marked ones. It sucks how, all the crap he got from Scream. And because if you really don't know, like when Seven, when all the stuff was happening back when I think Melissa was still involved, I think Jenna was still involved, he was still involved. He was just getting hell. He was going through hell. I mean, I think he even said that he got death threats if they messed it up. And yeah, and I think he was like, this dream has become a nightmare or something like that. So it's just really just a bummer that, he wasn't given a chance to do Scream, because, looking at something like Happy Death Day or Freaky, it's like, yeah, he's perfect for that. And I think he can really do a good job with that. Just like with Radio Silence, when they did 5 and 6, I know not a lot of people liked it, but I thought there were good picks for it. And, I actually personally like those movies, but it's such a bummer that he just got crapped on, lack of a better phrase. But yeah, he just got crapped on. And so it was cool to see him, come back to his feet after all of that. And I personally think that this was a nice, fun, like matinee thriller. So what we got here is we have a mother who decides, you know what, I'm going to go on this date. There's this guy I've been, talking to. I'm going to go on a date with him. And one thing right off the bat that I really like what they do is that it feels very real. If you are on a date, especially like first date, it's always, nerve-wracking. You don't know what to do, despite, you've been talking to each other for who knows how long. It's still a frightening experience. And I like how they bring that aspect into this. It makes it feel more real. Like beginning of the date, she has a drink, and then she's honest with him, like, yeah, I had a drink, and he's just like, yeah, I had like 6 shots on the way here or something like that. Like, yeah, I had a couple on the way here. So they're honest with each other. And it makes it feel real, and then during the date, she gets this airdrop. Essentially, they can't use airdrop, so she gets a drop from this mysterious person who says, I have cameras on your kid. I know what you're going to do. I know what any thoughts you can potentially do. I've already mapped that crap out. And if you don't kill your date, then I will kill your kid. And so she's in this predicament of who is this mysterious dropper, and can she actually go through with it? Because she actually does like this person, but she also doesn't want to, have her son killed. So it's this like, what would you do kind of thing. And it's really cool how the movie gives you that, like, you like that show, What Would I Do? It gives you those questions, like, whether you be in this situation or on the opposite side of the situation, you know, if you were her, you'd be like, I have to kill you. I have to kill my date. Otherwise my son dies. But if you're on the opposite side, you're looking at your date and they're acting a little suspicious, and worried, but they're very much like, no, everything's fine. And you're kind of going like, I don't know about that. So it feels very suspicious. And it's one of those, what would you do in those situations? And it does it really well. I also like how the movie keeps jumping from person to person. Like, okay, this person seems suspicious. Okay, now it's this person seems suspicious. Now it's this person. So it kind of keeps you guessing on, okay, who is this person? Who is this dropper? And why are they doing this? And it's kind of cool the way they do it. I really did like it. It felt like a murder mystery, but it was there was no like real murder going on, but it was still this mystery on who is this person. And that's what I think a mystery film should do, is keep you guessing on who the person is. If you know who the killer is right off the bat, then it's not fun. It's not fun. And I'm glad that they kept it going. Also, performances were really good. I always go back to, they're both nervous. And, I really liked that. I really liked that aspect to it. It felt real. I did like the script as well. It goes back to that realism. Now, what I said before about Michael Bay, some of that action stuff really kicks in the third act, which works in the context of the film and the setup, but it really felt like Michael Bay stepped in and went, oh, we gotta have this scene. Like, it needs to be like this, where like this happens and then this happens and then this explodes. And then it's like, no. This is not a Transformers movie. Knock that off. So the climax felt very action movie-esque, and bringing that level of action into a suspenseful thriller, a mystery thriller, really felt out of place. And it while it does work for what the movie's doing and what's setting it up for, especially towards the climax, it was still very like out of left field. It felt very like, okay, you're just throwing this in here. But, otherwise, this was a fun thriller. I'm exceptionally happy to see that, Christopher Landon is back on his feet after all the crap he got from Scream. They use the bottle type film prompt to a nice degree. And, this very much feels like a bottle film, because it is one of those, like, you have to stay in this one location. Otherwise, crap will happen. So the mystery of the film is one of the best is one of the film's highlights. It keeps you guessing on who it is, and it also keeps you guessing on, like, is her date a bad guy? So you're on your toes going like, okay, what did this guy do? What did her date do to have someone say, you're going to kill this guy? Like, what did he do? So it keeps you guessing on, is it her date that's the bad guy? Is it someone else? Like, what's going on here? And then around the third act, that's really when the movie becomes a little more of an action film. And that's when you can see Michael Bay, who produced this. That's when it's all over it. But, overall, this was a fun movie. would I watch this again? Probably not, but you never know. But I would give this, honestly, maybe like a low grade. Maybe a low grade. It was a fun thriller that, I think if you like your mysteries and your thrillers, this is definitely a good one to watch. And I don't think you would be disappointed, especially, it keeps you guessing as the movie goes forward. And then with its conclusion, I think you'll be pretty, you'll give the movie a thumbs up for that.
Why him? Why does he have to die? Run! They chose me for a reason.
Shot of tequila never kill anybody, right?
So, how's this date going?